Okay, I'm making this video so that we can have some sort of clarity on the issue with these batteries. This is Nat. I bought your bike from Rize, and I got two batteries. Um, this is the original battery that came with it. These are both primary batteries. This is the original battery that came with it. I made the second purchase of the battery, which is here. It came about a week after this original. This one came with the bike. This one came a week after in the mail. So we're gonna take care of. There's issues with both batteries, but we're gonna take care of each one one at a time. So we'll start with this one. So this is the one that came with the bike. This is a primary battery. Uh, it was attached to the bike, and this is the one I had problems with. So I'm gonna try and go into a lot of specific details so that there's no confusion. I'm gonna try and do my best to do that. So there's a few issues with this battery here. This is the one that's giving me a headache. Okay, so the issue with this battery is there's a few things. So I'm gonna start with this knob here, or whatever it is, the latch, the knob, or whatever. Right. So when it first came in, when I first had it, this thing was fine. It was okay. Um, I had it in the bike. So if you can imagine that this is attached to the bike, I inserted the key to take it out. And as I was taking it out, this latch here just fell out on its own. Right? So I inspected it and I took a look and I noticed that this part here, okay, see how there's part here. There's a screw here, there's supposed to be a screw here, and there's a screw here. There was a screw here originally. What happened to the screw is that when you insert the screw and you try to tighten it up, it just goes on infinitely. It won't tighten up. So I put this thing here, this battery, upside down like this, and the screw would fall out every time. I put the screw back in, I flipped it over, it would fall out. So there's a faulty issue with the tethering, the threading here. So the threading on the inside, on right here in the middle, the threading is too big for the screw. So if you were to insert another screw in here, same size as these ones here, you'll find that it doesn't catch. Okay, when it doesn't catch, what happens is it won't allow this thing to stay put. So the way it's structured in the bike, it leans out this way. This thing falls out on its own. So I have to keep this thing in my pocket. So I can't keep this thing here. It'll fall out and it'll go missing, which it has. So what I did was it actually did go missing. I requested another one because I couldn't find it, but it ended up being like underneath the couch or something. So I found it. So that's the issue with the knob for this one, right? So I requested a knob. This knob is like I finally found it, but I can't use it properly, right? I gotta keep this thing in my pocket because the screw's no good. This middle screw here is no good, right? So that's one issue with this battery. That's one issue. So that's the issue here. The second part to this battery is when you plug this into the bike, which I've already sent you videos. So there's no more videos for that because I've already shown you this video where the bike cuts off power. So that's already. If you want more videos on that, I'll refer you to the older ones I've sent. I sent you a bunch of videos before. So the power cuts off because of this battery. Okay, and I sent you a video cutting off the power being cut off with this battery. So what happens is when you have this thing in the bike, let's say you have this bike, it's attached to the bike, there's a chance that it may or may not work. It may or may not turn on. When you hit bumps on the bike, when you're riding the bike and you hit bumps, blah, 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 and it shakes, it will cut off the power. And then what you have to do is insert this key. Insert the key. Sorry. So when you have the battery here, you have to insert the key, allow it to hang out. So the battery's here, the battery's hanging out, and it'll go back to working. So the battery's hanging out, the bike is here, it'll hang out, and if you hit another bump, you have to make adjustments again. You got to plug it back in to the bike and see if it works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Then you have to make adjustments so that it hangs out again. And then hopefully it'll work. And what happens is with this battery, when you get to a lower level, like if it's fully charged, it still has the issue with cutting off the power. But when it gets down to 2 batteries or 1 battery, it's very difficult to work with because it cuts off all the time. The power cuts off all the time. So the problem here is that you have to make adjustments constantly with this battery. It's not like it won't turn on anymore. There was a time when the bike itself wouldn't turn on. But you have to kind of learn to play with it so that, you know, it sits properly. So when I explained this to the mechanic, I took this battery to the mechanic. I explained the situation to him. He took a look at this bike, the bike. He said the bike itself is fine. He says that this battery needs to be replaced because of the bottom here. He says that this bottom here isn't sitting properly on the bottom bracket. So he suggested that a replacement battery would be the best idea in order for it to function properly. So let's be clear. This battery here is not exactly, it's not like it's not working. It can work, but it's finicky. Yeah, you have to make adjustments to it. You have to, it's like a real touch and go, and it's annoying. This is the one I bought with the Rize bike. This is an annoying one. So the other thing is you guys sent me a controller and a bottom bracket or something. So I took that to the mechanic, and he said you don't need to change those things. There's nothing wrong with those brackets, or he says it's the battery. The other part is that, so that's the issue with this battery. I want to make that clear. The issue here is the battery. It won't sit properly. The bottom part here won't sit properly, and it cuts off power. It'll turn back on, and then it'll cut off again. So that's the issue with this battery. Plus this latch here, right? You'll see when you inspect it. When you inspect it, you need light here. But this part here is too large. The threading is no good. It's too large. The screw won't catch. So I can't keep that thing here. Those are the 2 issues with this battery. Okay? So now we'll take a look at this battery. This is the one that I bought. This is a primary battery as well. This is one I bought, came about a week later. The problem with this battery is this one is actually fine. It doesn't finicky. It doesn't lose power. It doesn't have the same issues as this, right? This one works fine. So I'm okay with this one. The problem is you can see with this one here, the difference between the 2. This one has a case. This one does not have a case. So you see how it says Rize, and it's a faceplate. This one has no faceplate. It says no. It doesn't say Rize. It doesn't cover or protect the battery. Okay, it's missing a faceplate. So that's the issue with this battery. Plus, it's also missing a latch. It didn't come with a latch. So I was requesting a latch for this one. I checked the entire box. that it came in, it had no faceplate and it has no latch. So that's the issue with this battery. This battery is fine. It's this one that's giving me a headache. And the issue is that it works once in a while, but it cuts off. It cuts off and cuts on. You have to make adjustments. You have to try and put it at a certain angle. And if it gets down to low to 2 bars or 1 bar, it gives you such a headache. Right? I don't want to deal with this thing. I want this one to be replaced. The bike mechanic suggested that the bike itself is fine. There's no issues with the bike. He's telling me that the replacement battery is needed. So I already sent you a video with the power cutting off. I'll refer you to those videos before, because the bike is finicky. It works once in a while and then it cuts off. You hit a bump, it cuts off. You get to low power, it cuts off. Right, so I'm going to refer you to those videos where I sent you a bunch before. I sent you like 10 videos, 6 videos or something. So I'll refer you to those videos. This battery needs to be replaced. So I'm going to show you the serial number of this battery. Right, so I'm going to read it out loud. All right. It says TFL52152107140199. That's the battery serial number, hopefully. If not, maybe it's here. TFL5215210719. Okay. So whatever that is. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Hopefully oh yeah, one more thing. I want to be able to send. I'm gonna send you this video. I want to be able to keep this faceplate for this battery, and keep this latch for this battery. That way, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be able to do that. So I want to keep this faceplate for this battery, keep this latch for this battery, and send you this replacement battery, and hopefully get it replaced as without the faceplate. So I'm gonna send you this video. I need a response back from you. Hopefully that covers all the issues. So as far as like, because you're sending an email that you're saying that you're confused about some things. So now this sorts out my issues. My issues are this battery. It needs to be replaced. I've already talked to the mechanic. The mechanic suggested that the bottom of this part here is not sitting down properly. It may need to be rebuilt or replaced or something. So plus you'll find that this part, the front part here, is extremely defective. It has no way of holding on to the screw. So I would suggest when I send you this battery back, take a look at this part here, this part right here. Find a screw, insert the screw here, and you'll find that this screw does not catch. It does not catch at all. Okay. So I'm going to upload this video to you now. I need a response quickly. If you need any more detail, as far as like showing you videos on powering up and all that, I've already sent you a bunch of videos. So I'll refer you to the older videos that I sent you, because those glitches are still happening. It happens when you hit bumps. It happens, just in the most random parts, random times, right? There was a time when the battery itself, when this bike this battery wouldn't turn on. There was a time that it wouldn't turn on. At this point, I figured out a few tricks. Like one of the tricks is when the battery is inserted fully. If you take the battery and the key and turn it and let the battery hang out, it'll turn on for some time, but if you hit a bump, it turns off. Plus, when the latch is off, there's a very likely chance somebody could steal this battery, because all you have to do is get some sort of tool, bang, and someone goes off with your battery because they see that your battery's hanging out. So I don't want to ride around with my battery hanging out in the downtown Toronto where people are likely to steal it. I don't want my battery hanging out. So if you need any more information, let me know. That's the problem with the battery. This is the problem with the battery. So what I would suggest is replacing this battery, right? The other battery, the issue here, I'm hoping to keep this faceplate and to keep this latch. That way, this issue here is solved. This issue is solved. It's this issue that has to be solved. Okay? So I'm going to upload this video and I'm going to send it to you today.